those of us who are making independent movies, those of us who are living within our means and not snorting cocaine and living on limos and the filth and disgusting behavior of the royalty in the upper echelons of the cinematic elite. Those of us who are not giving quaaludes to 13-year-old children and then sodomizing them and then having Martin Scorsese and others suggest they deserve a pass, those of us who are not conducting our lives that way, we will have a chance. We will have a chance to make money, and we'll have a chance to overthrow the oppression of this media cartel. But if the phone companies and the giant media conglomerates get rid of the net neutrality, if they get rid of the democratic internet, I would guess it will be over. It'll be over for you. It'll be over for me. It will not be over for Viacom or Village Roadshow. And if you like to have baby food 24/7, fine. That's not to say the mainstream doesn't make good movies every once in a while. I saw a movie last night called Inception. I think it was a very low-budget movie. It didn't look very expensive, but I think Leonard DiCaprio...
It was a camera operation, I think, wasn't it?
Nobodies. What's that?
It was a single camera operation.
Right, the typical three-point lighting, But, so there's good stuff. But unfortunately, 99% of it is baby food, and which is okay. But you can live on baby food, but it's very boring. And there are many of them.
Do you think that having all of this equipment so readily available, do you think that that's actually hurting the cause? I mean, because 30 years ago when you first started, it was you and probably two other independent companies in the United States. And now it's like I can go to Best Buy, drop $1,000, get a camera and the software, and I'm a filmmaker and I'm flooding YouTube with crap. Do you think that could be...
No, I disagree. Actually, when I broke in, when I started making movies when I was at Yale, and in the early 70s, there were, at least in the United States, and I'm pretty sure because I used to go to the Cannes Film Festival, there were a myriad of small independent movie studios as well as distributors around the world making a good living and being able to get their art to the public. So there was competition because there were rules preventing monopoly. In the United States, for example, it was not legal for Rupert Murdoch to own movie theaters. It was not legal for Rupert Murdoch's network to own content that he was broadcasting. And it was there was also rules in the United States under which the networks were required to play a certain percentage of their broadcasting. They were required to buy that from independent sources. And in the 70s, at least in the United States, that was kind of a golden age of TV. We had black people, and abortion was discussed for the first time, and homosexuality was discussed in a positive way in terms of having rights, gay rights, things like that, powered by the independent artists. So there was more competition. There was more variety of art going to the public than now. Now the big good news is I think the voices, many voices will be heard. And indeed, you're right. You're very correct in that there is a lot of garbage. But the public's pretty smart. I mean, they do. How is Troma stay in business? When was the last time the New York Times wrote anything about Troma? We passed 35 years. There's never been an independent movie studio in the history of cinema that I know of that's been around for 35 years actually producing movies. And yet New York Times, nor did New York City. We've employed a lot of retarded people in our company, who'd be on welfare. We pay real estate taxes. We own a building. We've made all these movies in New York. Do you think that that New York City even said one thing about Troma Entertainment? That's the problem. It's like Russia, where they take your passport away. You don't exist. But somehow the public finds us. Somehow you guys found us. Somehow people find our website and they go and buy just enough so we can keep going, and they spread the word, and they help us out, and they're our advertising budget. We have no money for advertising, so the fans and word of mouth is very valuable, and it does work. I mean, the next book, I've written 6 books or 7. I've written a bunch of books. One of which is called Direct Your Own Damn Movie, Produce Your Own Damn Movie. The next one is called Sell Your Own Damn Movie. And I'm going to talk a lot about new ways to distribute your movies now, thanks to new technology, and how we and others are getting around the monopoly or cartel by new technology and word of mouth and giving away. There's nothing wrong with giving away your art. That's something. You know, all this bugaboo about piracy, that's baloney. The piracy thing is a smokescreen that the elite throws up to. That's what they're saying. Why they have to get rid of net neutrality, because there's all this piracy. They said the exact same thing about video cassettes. And then when they could, they took over the video cassette business and the DVD business, and it was now is there. They said that home video is going to ruin copyright law, that there would be no copyright law, that that their movies and libraries would become valueless because of home video, because people would be copying video cassettes and making home copies and trading movies. Well, quick dissolve, and the home video aspect is the elite's biggest revenue producer. So now they want to they use the same argument for the internet. They use the same argument. Ooh, piracy and porno. Oh my God. Well, we have one of our founding fathers in the United States, Thomas Jefferson, said that free speech. When you have free speech, you're going to have a few bad things come along with it. You'll have some porno. Well, you can either have that or you can live in Saudi Arabia. Don't let women drive. The point is, the internet is a great hope for art and commerce all over the world, and the bad guys know it, and they're going to use the same stupid arguments, porno and piracy, to get rid of it. A little piracy helps Troma, believe me. It helps us. Yeah. It's our advertising campaign.
How is the Netflix?
Sorry to cut you off. It's 12:37, I think.
Okay, we won't take a break and go on with the questions?
Yeah. I think we went over a little half an hour, but Lloyd, I think you were on a roll. So.